Hey guys, today I got a video response to share with you. What about that intro? Yoda 27, brand new to YouTube for the Star Wars collectors community. There'll be a link in the description. Be sure to check him out. Very talented, as you can see. So let's show him some love and give him a subscription and tell him that I sent you his way. Okay, about a week ago, Crimson Darth Maul uploaded a video challenging a few YouTubers on here that collected Star Wars, wanting to know what 3 lines are your favorite from all the Star Wars lines, and from those 3 lines, what three figures were your favorite. Seen a lot of videos already posted about this. It's a great idea. If you guys are not familiar with Crimson Darth Maul, super nice guy, really nice guy. Been in the community here for a long time. Be sure to check him out. There'll be a link in the description. Okay, here's my picks. Sit back and relax, and hope you enjoy it, guys. As far as the card backs go for the 30th anniversary line, especially for card back collectors, I think that this is probably one of everybody's favorites. Even offering the very little known at the time, the actual concept figures. Always one of my favorites, something we've never seen before, and especially even some of the very sought after and hard to find figures now as well too. I do have a few more of these in storage, but these are the ones that I could grab pretty quickly, I guess. But here's just some examples of the card backs for the 30th anniversary line. Okay, as far as favorite figures from the 30th anniversary line, like I said before, I'm a huge fan of anything that was originally drawn in the Star Wars universe that we never was able to actually see. So all of mine are going to be concept figures. How awesome is this? This is one of the particular lines where we was only able to get, I guess it was where they first offered a lot of the concept figures. There's the Snowtrooper. And here is the concept Stormtrooper with the lightsaber and the battle shield. How cool is that? And as far as favorite figure from the 30th anniversary line, which was also a part of the Legacy collection, is the battle damaged Darth Vader. And I've said numerous times that this is my favorite version of Darth Vader. One of the best sculpts and detail and paint as far as an older figure is concerned. I'd put this up against any of the newer Vaders that's come out, and this one will always come out on top. So this is my favorite from the 30th anniversary line. And here's just a few examples that I was able to set up fairly quickly of the vintage collection card backs. This is the line that actually got me back into collecting. Very reminiscent of the old days. Very nostalgic for me. And also it was a perfect opportunity to get some, as far as I'm concerned, some really great examples. Probably the best that we'll ever see in my lifetime, more than likely, of a lot of the original trilogy characters. And especially even getting some new stuff from the expanded universe, and even some deleted scene things. So that was always exciting to see what they come out with next in the vintage collection on the card backs. Okay, here's my top picks for the vintage collection. Once again, the vintage collection figures was what got me started back into collecting. Offered such a wide variety of just outstanding detailed action figures with great accessories, awesome paint apps, and the card backs, you know, really nostalgic, really took me back. Okay, up first is this figure here. I think that this figure was probably a lot overlooked as far as the vintage collection is concerned. But if you sit down and hold this figure in your hand and look at the details, look at the paint, and look at the sculpt, you probably will agree with me. This is one of the best figures from the vintage collection as far as I'm concerned. And in my eyes, which a lot of people said that as well, probably the best figure that came out of the vintage collection was the Gamorrean Guard. But he's not in my top picks. Here's number 2. The vintage collection Darth Vader with removable helmet. Even though it has a few flaws with the helmet not staying on and he has a hard time holding a lightsaber, still an awesome sculpt and the detail is there, so that's number 2. Now number 1 is not going to be any surprise to a lot of you guys. It's the Darth Malgus. I've used this guy in more photos and dioramas, it's little mini scenes here at home than any other figure that I own. I love the sculpt. I love the look of this guy. The paint apps are perfect. Even though mine has got the noodle leg problem, it's still an awesome figure, and I do have this one on the card as well. Unfortunately, this is the only original Star Wars figure that I have on the card. At one time, I probably had 25 or 30. Easily 25 or 30. But I've told this story numerous times before. Years and years ago, it was in April of 1995, I had a storage building that got broke into, and they took a lot of my vintage stuff, G.I. Joes. And unfortunately, the Star Wars figures, the majority of them was in storage as well that got stolen. The card back on this was not very great. This is a 77 card back, but there's an example of what got it all started for me. Okay, my number 1 pick for a Star Wars line is the original Kenner figures. Guys, you just had to grow up in that time to appreciate these little figures now that a lot of people just overlook. Nothing takes me back like hearing this sound right here. And if a lot of you guys are the same age as me, you'll know exactly who that is, and that is R2-D2. You can tell by the dirty front sticker that I carry this one around quite a bit, and that clicking sound, boy, that really does take me back. Really was glad that I was able to find a nicer, cleaner version of it. This is actually the one with a pop-up scope. But here's my 3rd pick from the original Kenner figures. And number 2 is actually a tie. The vintage Snowtrooper and the original Stormtrooper. I do have several versions of this. I'm thinking like 5 or 6 maybe. Awesome. If you're a vintage collector, you got to have a few Stormies in your collection. Now, my favorite figure from the vintage Kenner figure line is actually a mail-away figure. You would not believe the feeling that I got when I mailed away for this and I finally got it back. Still has the original blaster. Just an awesome figure. The vintage collection will always hold the biggest grip on my heart. Anytime I'm out anywhere, I won't pass up on a vintage figure, no matter how bad it looks or if it's missing parts. I'll always pick it up. So guys, that's it. Hope you enjoyed it. And thanks again, Crimson Darth Maul, for including me in your video responses in the YouTube Collector Challenge. So guys, once again, thanks for watching. If you got any comments or questions, just post them. I'll answer them the best that I can. And that's all I have today for my collection.